What is going on, guys? Will Mix Random Videos, back in another video. And in this video, I'm going to be giving y'all a tour of my room and my gaming setup and all that stuff. So let's get right into it. Alright, so starting it off, whenever you walk into the room, you are greeted by a lot of things. There's a lot going on in this room. But we'll start off going to the right. We have my bed, which is an IKEA something or other bed with drawers, which are very useful for storing camera gear along with various different electronics, blankets, all that stuff. The reason we opted for a twin bed, even though most people my age don't really use twin beds anymore, we moved to full-size beds, is because this room isn't very small and I love to play VR, which is why if you look up at the ceiling, there is actually a pulley system for my VR headset that connects to my PC. And then continuing around the room, we got some posters. They're mainly car posters. There's a couple other things. But yeah, continuing on from that, we have my shelf, which is full of a bunch of Legos. And on top of the shelf, I have a good bit of older cameras that are mainly film cameras. I think there might be one. No, there's no digital. They're all film cameras and just a bunch of different film camera accessories, from flashes to film loaders, all that stuff. If you want me to make a separate video talking about just the film cameras that I have in my collection, I would love to do that. So leave me a comment, maybe. I don't know. Now, down at the bottom of my shelf, you may have noticed this in the B-roll, I have some racing sim stuff. The reason the one thing's on plywood is because it broke, the mount for it broke, and I eventually looked to upgrade that to a Moza R9, but until then, I'm stuck without force feedback, but I still have the rest of the setup, so yeah. Going around from that, I have this little light bar thing, which you see in the background of a good bit of my videos. I've had it for a couple of years now, and I don't exactly know which one it is. I'll do my best to link one similar to it on Amazon. But yeah, I got this for Christmas at some point, and I've just had it since. Alright, now the part you have all been waiting for, the setup. Alright, so this setup is on a standing desk, and this is a random standing desk off of Amazon. It's a manual hand crank one, but so far, my use out of it, it's been an amazing desk. There's a bunch of weight on it right now, and it still goes up perfectly fine. It's a little noisy whenever you're going up and down, but that's sort of the price you pay whenever you don't spend thousands of dollars on a desk. So, and then moving on from that, the monitors, they're on a monitor mount, which I wouldn't really recommend this one because it's a cheaper one off of Amazon, but it holds them up barely. The monitors themselves are Asus 4K 60 Hz, and they're TN panels, I believe, so they aren't very good when it comes to like looking at them for a really long time as opposed to an IPS panel, which is why I have glasses down in front of my mousepad, which, speaking of mousepad, is a TechSource Cyber, I don't know, it's on screen. But yeah, it's an amazing mousepad. I found the stitching on it to be kind of subpar compared to a Novel Keys mousepad, which I have over at my mom's house. Sitting on top of the mousepad, I have a SteelSeries full-size keyboard with membrane switches, so it's not the best thing ever when it comes to gaming, but I do enjoy typing on these as opposed to full-on mechanical switches because they're just a little bit softer to type on. And sitting next to the keyboard, I have a Logitech G Pro wireless mouse. Now, the headphones that I'm using all these with are the SteelSeries Arctis 1s. They're SteelSeries Arctis 1s, I believe, and I do occasionally use the microphone on them, but when I'm not using the microphone on them, I'm using my Razer Siren Mini that I have tucked on a boom arm behind the desk. When I'm not gaming or recording or anything like that, I like to use my speakers most of the time, which are the Klipsch 2.1 speakers, and they have an amazing subwoofer and get very loud. And while they are tucked behind the monitor, which isn't optimal for speaker placement, I have found that it doesn't really affect much, considering they're just loud enough. They just go around the monitor, I guess. But they have amazing sound quality, and I would highly recommend them if you enjoy listening to music at high volumes, or just being immersed in whatever game you're playing with a subwoofer, because it does shake the floor all the way out to across the room, and which is really ridiculous. Now, I do have this camera mount on the side of my desk, which it isn't the best camera mount ever, but it was only like 10 bucks, so I can't really complain. I have my GoPro sitting on top of that because I do use my GoPro as a webcam, which I have a video about that, which will be in the top thing up here, or it'll be in the description down below, or maybe even in the end screen. Who knows? Now you may ask, what is powering this whole setup? Well, that would be a pre-built from CyberPower, which I do know how to build on my own computer. Don't criticize me that. Okay? Don't criticize me for having a pre-built. This was just a better option at the time. Okay? GPU prices were expensive. And so inside this pre-built, we have a Intel i9 11900K sitting on an MSI motherboard and with a EVGA NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080. And then I have 32 gigs of RAM with 3200 megahertz and around 8 terabytes of total storage, 3 terabytes of that being on M.2 NVMe, and 5 terabytes of it being on a hard drive. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I do play a lot of VR, and I use my Oculus Rift S to do that, but I also have a Quest 2. It's just not here currently. And I use the pulley system for both of those, which I have a pulley directly above the PC, and then one in the middle of the room with enough motion so I can walk into the hallway if I wanted to. Now, on a little side note, I did a review of this chair that I use for this, and I would highly recommend checking that video out because I believe it was actually decently well made by me, and I like when people watch my good videos, not some of my other videos, but I still got to keep those ones public because they do help people out occasionally. But yeah. Anyways, that does it for this video. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. Editing me will hopefully cut it out. But yeah. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to my channel, or this is your first time here, or if you're coming back often or whatever. And leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. And yeah. Comment something you want me to do in the future, like talk about film cameras, talk about computers, I don't even know. Yeah, just let me know. Anyways, that'll be it for this video, and goodbye. What is going on, guys? Wilmax Random Videos, back in another video, and in this video, I'm gonna be telling you about my room and my gaming. No, that's horrible. What is going on, guys? Wilmax Random Videos, back in another video. In this video, I'm gonna be telling you about. No, gosh darn it.